To enjoy Layla Undercover, you must be 18 or older, open-minded, non-judgmental, and prepared to laugh, learn, and be entertained. Enjoy the show, sexy. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Layla Undercover. So tonight we're going to talk about bondage. This is a topic we've been dying to talk about. Alexis.
Yes, ma'am.
What has been your experience with bondage?
Well, I haven't had many, but I want to try a lot. But you know, the usual, tie up with the belt. I have did it with handcuffs before, but they wasn't comfortable though. You know, like them little dollar handcuffs. But yeah, I have been tied up with the belt.
And you liked it?
Yes, I did. And then, don't judge me, but I had the belt like a leash around my neck, being some kind of kinky shit with certain people. Certain people bring the freak out of you, so.
Are you with a person for like a couple sessions of sex before you get to this bondage stage?
Well, I don't. See, I've always been in a relationship, so I haven't like did things with, you know, random people. Mm-hmm. I've always done these things in a relationship. Luckily, you know, my past relationships were super freaks, so, you know, they brought the freak out of me. I have experienced a lot of different things.
That's awesome. Like, I haven't. Like, the most bondage, torture type stuff, like you spank my ass. And I like it. It hurts, but I like it.
That's not bondage.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm not experiencing that at all. I've used cuffs, of course, but I'm definitely not experienced.
But have your husband ever spanked you with a belt?
No.
Ouch.
I know, sit here thinking like with a belt, and will I get turned on by that? Because my husband just texted me about being in a bondage type situation, him being tied up or me being tied up. And I'm like,
But you'll be surprised because the things that you think that you wouldn't like, you really like, and it will really turn you on. And like I said, I was like, He was like, let me spank your ass with a belt. I was like, if you spank me with that belt, we're going to be fighting. Because I didn't like whippings when I was younger. So I'm like, okay, no, you're not.
Yeah.
He tapped me, you know, just lightly a little bit. And then he got harder and harder, but it didn't affect me like as I was getting whooped as a child. You know, it affected me like, oh, shit, this turned me on.
I don't have a lot of bondage experience. I like a little pain with sex. I usually I like to get choked.
Me too.
But I have been tied up with like a scarf and handcuffs before, or like not, you know, so you don't use your hands, or like they're tied above your head or whatnot. I've been spanked with a paddle. That's never a belt, but you know, they have those little sex paddles that you can buy at the store. So I've had that. So, I mean, I like a little bit of pain, but it's usually like in the sex. So it's not something to start off with. Like I have to be pretty close to coming. And then if you want to start with that kind of stuff, that's good for me. But it won't turn me on in the beginning.
So have any of you ever had experience where like you're in a full out 50 Shades of Grey dungeon type situation?
I want to actually have one of those balls that he installed while my husband makes it work when we're out and about or something like that, and get me turned on or get me roused and stuff. So I have wanted to do that, but I just haven't gotten quite there.
Oh, that's what I was telling my ex. I was going to buy some vibrating panties. Yeah, so he can have the remote, and then while we're out, he can just control it. Because I want to see how I would react in the moment.
I've come in public with those before.
Oh, Lord.
How was it?
I mean, you come is what happened.
Oh,
like where you are, which is like, you know.
Was you able to control, you know, your scream? Because I'm loud, so I'm very vocal.
That was my question. Good question.
Yeah, I mean, in the moment I was, because it was a very public dinner. It was a dinner that I was at a table with everybody. So I really just had to put my head down. But you can't stop the convulsing of it. So, I mean, if someone's looking at you, they're like, well, what's wrong with her? I like literally just was like, and the funny thing was that you can see it coming, right? Like the person who is controlling it is watching you. So they know what's going on. So you're just like, you're trying to control it. And then there's a point where it's not going to happen. So, I mean, you either get up and leave, which you're not going to do, because, like, my knees would buckle. Like, no. So I just literally, like, started to sweat. And I just put my head down. And I was just, like, I just needed it to happen. And, like, so I felt embarrassed. I don't know how many people at the table were recognizing what was going on, because who's going to think that? But, I mean, it happened, so.
Yes, I have to get one of those.
That sounds like a good time.
Yes.
Listen, I am texting right now. We have to get the vibrating balls as soon as possible. I'm passing the panties. I don't want the panties. I want the ball. I want the inject. Listen, I want him to place them in there himself.
I've seen a couple of videos of different women having on the panties and their boyfriends controlling it, and their reaction is priceless. Like, I have to get one ASAP. Like, I want to know how I would react while we're in public. Oh, my God. I don't think I would be able to control myself.
You want to, because nobody, like, when you're faced with the reality of coming in public, like, there's a shyness that's going to kick in. Because what is it, Harry Met Sally, when she fakes an orgasm in public and everybody looks at her? I mean, if you come loud in public, everyone is going to look at you.
But what if it's that good one, though? What if it's that, like, that one that you so horny and, you know, you don't think about sex in a couple of hours, you put on the panties, and it be like that good one.
I don't know. To me, like, if you're going to do that, then I would, like, abstain from sex for a while. Like, if you really want to go out with, like, a bang, so that
I need it, yeah.
Like, for me, I wasn't... For me, I mean, I tried to fight it for a while. Like, I've tried to fight the feeling because I didn't want it to happen. But if you're ready to just out loud, like, let's get it, then, I mean, I would not have sex all week and then have him fuck with you, like, all night before, so you're ready for it, and then just put on a show, let everybody know. Everyone's going to look at you and be like, ooh, what's going on there?
I just thought about it. You can be inside the movie theater, and then all of a sudden you just moaning. You start moaning, they wouldn't know.
No, I've come in a movie theater before, but not from, like, vibrating panties, from, like, a woman, like, touching me. So, and I was loud.
Oh, wow. See, you already did it. See? Damn.
Yeah.
I need to catch up.
It's funny, though.
I know, right? I need to step my game up, okay?
And to think about it, I was super loud. And why was I loud? Because the movie theater was dark, and I was I felt like nobody was necessarily watching me. But at the dinner table, I was not, because everybody, it's bright lights, like it was like Maggiano's or something. Like, no, I wasn't bold enough to do that in front of everybody.
Oh, I need to get it ASAP. I might have to go.
It was fun, though.
I saw a YouTube video of, like, it's like, you know, like, it's kind of like Spanish Fly, but it was something very strong. And this guy put it in his girlfriend's, like, Red Bull to make her super horny. This chick was trying to do it while he was driving. She didn't care. It was in front of her parents. So.
Oh, I seen that.
But yeah, she was, like, really, like, ain't give two shits about who was there, who was looking. I want some of that. I need to find out what that was.
No, I already know what it is, because I've taken it before.
What? What is it?
It's called the Pink Panther, or you can get the one that they have different pills that you can take. They have, like, this 2-pack that will have the same effect on you also. So it's like a pill. It's 2 pills in one little pack. It's like, it says come harder, come longer, and it actually depends on you, because, I mean, every pill doesn't affect the same person the same way. So, I mean, like, as far as I've known, it's the pills. And I have taken quite a few.
You get them from the sex store?
Have you ever tried the motion candle? Like, I was at a sex party, and she had this particular candle, and she was like, don't light the candle around your kids, don't light it around your dog.
That's our next show. All the stuff we gonna try.
This is the porno I've seen, right? So I was watching this porno where this lady was like tied up with a rope, and then see, it's so many pornos that I want to try, but the men that I date is not on that level. But anyway, so I was watching one porno, and he tied her up by her feet, and he had her on the ceiling or whatever, and then he had her hands tied, and he had all types of toys and stuff. He was whipping her, and she was giving him head, but like from upside down. All that stuff like turned me on, but that's the kind of bondage. That's the next level I'm trying to be on.
That's some real freaky stuff, okay?
That's some ultimate next level shit.
I told you. I've told y'all that I want to try a lot of different things.
Layla Undercover is a judgment-free podcast, so you're good, girl. See, the thing about me is I'm a control freak. I didn't learn that until recently, but I like to be in control. So, like, I don't think I would do well with being tied up and not being able to move my hands when I'm ready to, or, because especially when I feel like he's going to go down, and how after you come and they just keep going, and that I can't just sit there and let you keep doing it. So
if you got to learn your body though, because if you keep going, I don't know if you've ever squirted, but that's like on the route to that. That's how you discover that. And
so if you keep going, you normally will squirt.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get really, really wet. I know that.
My husband want me to try that so bad, and I just don't see how that can happen. Like I have, it done. I've seen it on the TV or porn or whatever, but with my body, I'm like, how we gonna do that?
Yeah, I think for women, it's easier to do it yourself first. You have to find it yourself first. If you can find out how to do it, how to make yourself squirt, like all women can do it. But it takes, I think that if you've never done it before and you're nervous about it, I always say like, okay, go to the bathroom first, we'll lay down towels, and then you have to play with yourself. And usually you come first, and then like on the left upper side of your clit, there's this spot that if you keep rubbing after you come, you can get yourself to that. And it's a weird feeling because you're going to feel like you have to pee. And that's why I'm like, it's best to do it by yourself, and it's best to be like alone. Like, don't let them watch you do it or whatever, because you're going to find it. And the first time that you do it, it's going to feel really super intense. So once you find it once, to me, it's easier to show him how to do it. Or, if you can't find it at all yourself, it's really hard for someone else to find it for you. So that's why I'm like, if you've never done it, but you want to try it because you see it in videos and stuff, you have to find it yourself. And then
I've never been a squirter, ever made me.
And then I made a decision like, no, like I'm going to figure out how to do this.
But I don't like fingers up in my vagina.
No, it doesn't. You have to have your fingers inside of you to squirt. Like I can make myself squirt and it just be from clit stimulation. Girls squirt and it's just clit stimulation. Once you know how to do it, it's like an easy thing to do. But just finding out how to do it first, it's going to take like a minute for you to figure it out. But you don't have to put your fingers inside of you for that.
Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Now, when you say squirt, are you talking about like the physical?
Well, yeah, it's like it comes out. It's like
water
ejaculation, like it does.
Like shoots.
Like it can soak your bed. Like you need to have a waterproof liner on your mattress. You need to put towels down.
So when you say squirt, is it like shooting? Is that the?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or is it just like a lot of shit?
It's gonna come. It comes out a lot. Like it flows out.
No, I'm good. I'm a squirter. I just want to make sure, I I understood that there wasn't a difference between like squirting and what I go through. I got to change the sheets.
You can get like super wet. Mm-hmm. Squirting is different than being like, okay, if you want to say, oh, you get soaked, or when you come, you like soak the bed or whatnot. But squirting, it comes out like you're peeing. Like you can lay it on your back and see it like come out.
Right. So there's an actual
Different than
physical
just soaking
shooting.
the sheets from being wet or turned on. So it's a different thing. It's a different feeling too when you're coming. It's a really intense kind of orgasm.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing with me. I'm not like a clitoris comer. I mean, of course I can, but that's not like my go-to spot. My shit is all the way deep down in my G spot.
This is interesting. I'm gonna have to try some
I
things.
can do both. Like I can come from just clitoris stimulation, and then I can come from something being inside of me. I like to be penetrated. I like to be anally penetrated too. So like if you do like anal and clit at the same time, that feels good. I mean, but just as far as squirting, you can squirt just from clitoral stimulation.
But that's the thing with me. So like clit, I can come from clit, but I have orgasm from penetration, if that makes sense.
You have a stronger orgasm from being penetrated, right?
Yeah. This has been a super entertaining episode of Layla Undercover. We want to definitely thank our guest Eva for joining us tonight.
When I buy my mansion, I'm going to have a 50 Shades of Grey room, so y'all are welcome anytime, okay?
We'll be there. Thank you, Alexis, and thank you, Nikki, for being awesome by host tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Everyone who is listening right now, make sure that you share, like, follow Layla Undercover at all times. We can take us on the go because it's a podcast. So you can listen to us in your car. You can listen to us at work. You can listen to us at church. So I'm just playing. But
And traffic, because that's what I do.
yeah, make sure you share us and like us. Layla Undercover everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Layla Undercover at Gmail. Everything Layla Undercover. Love you guys. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
Bye.